In one half of this Saturday's co-main event, UFC fans will be in for a treat as the most exciting fighter in the game today bursts into the octagon. Introducing the human highlight reel himself, Justin Gaethje.
Cowboys gonna bring in. I'm 100% sure either I'm gonna go to sleep or he's gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna start low, bring it high. I've never seen Cowboy go to sleep, so it's hard for me to picture me punching him going to sleep. But I will get knocked out, Johnny. I promise you guys that.
Actually, those really look like traditional hand wraps there. I think you have a duct tape job going. Have you been walking around like that all day, or what's?
No, it's just sometimes I wear duct tape instead of tape, just to support the wrists, and it's a better job. It does a better job supporting wrists than traditional boxing wraps. It's more of a cast. It's more of a solid. There's no movements because I've been hitting harder, which I don't want to ruin my hands.
I'll take the winner of Khabib and Tony, and if the little Irish fuck wants to come back, then I'm right here, man. I'm the perfect guy to bring him back.
Why did you decide to go after Conor so hard on social media?
Again, I will never stray from the truth. That's the truth. There's nothing else to it. Had nothing to do with fighting, nothing to do with wanting to get a fight. I call it, he wants to write some bullshit. I mean, facts are facts. I mean, you cannot represent yourself in the public eye like that and expect your child to respect what you do. You are an influence. You are a hero to your children, and you are a fool if you think that they are not going to follow in your footsteps. After I seen him punch a guy, old guy, I got a human services major, social work. I wanted to do social work. Being here is just a circumstance of my life. I've worked since I was 4, and I was like, I want to try fighting. I won 25 fights in a row. I was fighting Eddie Alvarez on a pay-per-view. I want to be a social worker. So to see him treat people like that, to see him take a phone, even before he takes a phone and smashes it on the ground, to see him walk around with his chest in the air, you do not represent yourself like that. I will never respect you.
I don't know if people understand that enough. Like Saturday night, there's not very many places on the world I'd rather be. This is what I live and breathe and love to my core. So I'll fight anybody. Those words to me are like true to who I am. And I don't know, man. When I don't love it anymore, that's the day I'll call Dana. Like I really will. I won't. If I take a fight and halfway through the camp, I'm like, man, I'm just not feeling it. I'll just call Dana like, hey man, this one isn't for me. I got to take some time. I got to maybe stop, maybe not. I don't know. But right now, I love all of it. So there's no stopping. I'm rolling. I'm rocking, and I'm having fun. And losing sucks. Winning's fun, but the whole journey to me is what it's all about. So yeah, Saturday night, tune in, man. The Cowboys go out there, have fucking fun, doing what he loves. Win or lose, man, I'm putting it on the line for every one of you, and really it's for myself. I'm just going out there to fucking do what I love, man.
When you say hit piece, you say we crush fighters. I'm genuinely interested.
You guys don't build fighters up enough at all. You just don't. I'm sorry. I'm not talking to anybody directly. I just seen it throughout my career. This is the most prestigious sport in the world, guys. That's why you guys are into it. This is the most difficult sport in the world. This is not football. This is not NASCAR. I don't have a teammate that walks in there with me to go live and die that day. And you guys don't respect it enough, honestly, sometimes. Sorry. And if you're taking it personal, it's probably you. So,
Is there no basis?
man, I don't know if you guys love it enough. I don't know. I mean, we're out here getting brain damage, and you guys are like, he sucks. It's like, does he? He's fighting the best in the world. Everyone that's in the UFC is called the Ultimate Fighting Championships. Whether or not there's a belt on the line, the BMF belt, or whatever it may be, we're all champions. We all have risen to this level, And I think guys deserve more respect. I'm not talking about me. I've had a great experience with the media for the most part. Like,
Jeff, Todd actually had a lot to say about the sort of the negativity in the media. That's most of what we talked to him about. How's your experience been so far, with, you know, in LFA and now in the UFC? How are you with all the publicity and media and all that?
It's great. I don't mind doing interviews. I don't mind talking to anybody. I'm happy people want to hear about the sport and care what I have to say. You know, it's kind of cool.
Do you feel like it takes sometimes too negative or the other way, too positive? I mean, do you read stories written about you and about other fighters?
Yeah, I do. Most of the time, because they'll come up on social media or whatever. But I don't know. It's I don't take them anyway. Or I don't get mad at anything. I don't get mad at what my opponent says or what an analyst says or a fan says. You know, it's their opinion and they can have it. I don't care.
I think the best quote I've heard so far that I've always reiterated is, you have two lives. The second one begins when you realize you have one. And I think for a lot of people, you know, you get to a point where your want becomes a must. Like, do I want this? Do I need this? Do I must have this? Whether it's in career-wise, whether it's anything you do. So I'm always questioning myself where I'm like, well, what makes me want to do this, you know? Not every day you want to wake up and punch someone in the face. I've talked to people on the plane where, you're a fighter? Why would you do something like that? I'm like, it's fun. I get paid to punch people. You get to beat up your coworker and get paid for it. But for me personally, it's one of those journeys where I was taught, you know, when you reach the end, it's this glory. But I feel like the fights that I fought to even be here right now, that's the amazing part of it. You know, the fights that people don't see. No one knows what I'm going through. I'm cutting weight. No one goes through when I go home. No one knows that I have personal issues with families and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's not for you guys to see. All they see is the punching and the kicking and who wins and who's that. And I don't want to represent that side only. You know, I'm more than an athlete. I'm a human being. I have feelings. I feel bad when I punch you in the face. Yeah, I'm getting paid, but I feel bad about it. So for me, is to understand that side, the human nature, and of course, the I'm going to kill you. And I try to mesh that in. Because sometimes when I go out there, you know, I beat you up, I do feel a little bad. Because I'm a human being too. And you know, you got a family, you got a mom, you got a dad. So I'm still working on that because it's a continual growth as a human being.
But I think just because of watching him when I first got into the sport and stuff, I have to say Cowboy. And I'm just going on my heart. I can't place an educated bet on that.
All good? Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm not here to fuck spiders, by the way.
Official weight 172 pounds. Michel Pineda forfeits 20% of his purse. Our next matchup is in the heavyweight division. Todd Duffy.
In training, do you spar with Justin Gaethje?
Oh yeah.
So in the countdown show, they mentioned he offered a $500 bounty for a body shot. Were you there that day?
Oh, I've been made aware of that quite a bit.
have you dropped him before?
No, I have not dropped him, but I did get free dinner out of him once. He didn't go down though, so that didn't count. It was close.
Honestly, dude, I'm just so happy I got that win. I wanted that shit so bad, dude. I gave a lot for this fight, man. I gave everything for this. Like, went up to Big Bear. We trained away from my family for a while. Like, I did not miss a practice. I killed myself day in, day out. I ate all the clean meals that I was supposed to eat. I ate extra even though I didn't like the way they tasted. I kept eating. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm going up in weight right now, so I'm like having to eat more than I'm used to. I think my stomach kind of shrunk from all the years of trying to make 25. And I'm like forcing myself to eat, and like it's weird as it sounds, and Alex Perez is probably gonna be pissed at me, but I don't like it. Like, yeah, man, oh, dude, I did everything I could for this. Like, I did everything right. I trained my ass off, man. But we grinded this out for from the first 12 to 4 weeks out. It was a grind, dude. Just wrestling hard, fucking rough practices in the heat of California summer. Like, oh my God. And just to have that play out the way it did, like, I'm just so happy to get that win, man. I'm so happy to have got that. Like, oh, dude, I was going to keep hitting him too, man.
Was knockout how you predicted the fight to go? Because that's your first knockout win in the UFC since 2014. Vichuluk, I think, was your last knockout win.
Yeah, that's my first knockout win with my hands, I think.
Yeah.
Like, that felt amazing. Russell Doan used to tell me there's no better feeling, and that fucker is right.
Oh, my God. I thought he went to sleep. Honestly, I thought I heard him snoring, and he was just gargling like a psychopath. Yeah, I mean, the guy, I don't know how he didn't go to sleep. I have a fantastic squeeze. Well, I'll tell you what happened. I was on the chin a little bit, and I normally put people out there or they sub there, and when it slipped down to his throat, it gave him a little space and he wiggled sideways. I tried to come up on top, and it was still so tight when I came up on top, and he got me in guard there, and I couldn't finish it. Props to him, man. That was just a fantastic job of surviving.
Even on the card with Michelle Pereira on it, you may wind up with the most shared clip of the night with that front flip. Is that something you've been waiting to try and do?
Front flip? No, I'm a fucking athlete, guys. Look at me. I'm built like a Greek god. You think I can't do front flips too? You think some athletic Brazilian's the only one that's gonna come out here and do front flips? I don't think so.
Okay, so what about someone with a name like a Greg Hardy, who's not ranked, but he's like Huey's undefeated in the UFC. He's a knockout guy. You just had a huge knockout tonight. Would you want to fight someone like a Greg Hardy? Greg Hardy, fighter named Greg Hardy. He's undefeated heavyweight.
Greg Hardy.
Ok,
Greg
sorry. Yes, você quer lutar
O Greg Hardy? Eu tô no top 15. Eu prefiro alguém no top 15, alguém que sai na minha frente. Greg Hardy é bom jogador de futebol.
He's a great soccer player. I'm top 15, so I want to fight someone that is in the ranking.
You imagine coming in, the Adesanya fight being one that you'd love. If Whittaker gets hurt after a war like that, you still feel like that's something you'd be ready for?
We'll see what happens. Right now, I think after all that hypeness, I'm like, let me just play the card right. Definitely want to go at Brunson. I feel like he's perfect for me right now to beat up, and he's ahead of me. And I know we fought before. I felt like that didn't really, I don't think he really won. I got dropped, and Herb Dean just jumped in to save him instead of me. So I definitely want that fight back. I think he's someone I could beat to get to that ranking.
From now on, I don't know if you can tell, but I got, stronger, and now that I got stronger, I'll be able to apply all those moves that I've been working my whole entire life. So for my next fight, you guys will see some high-level ground pedigree in MMA. And I'm just excited that certain things worked, and I want to work a little bit more on certain things that I felt like slipped out for me, which I'll keep as a secret for next fight. But I'm just very happy that the whole, everything worked out,
Well, yeah, of course, you're always a little surprised. I mean, it's a fight, but I felt as confident as I could. As soon as he hit me with one or two punches, I was like, oh, okay, he's not going to hurt me. I'm going to just come forward and do what I do. And I went to work, and here we are. He's here in the UFC because this is what's got him here, right? It's a fight. However you want to fight, if it can win you the fight, then that's not disrespectful. That's doing your job. And he did his job, I did mine, and I was the guy that came out on top.
Next.
Definitely, yeah. You can't stop against him, and you can't back up against him. Those are two things I knew. I knew that I've been training with capoeira guys for a long time, and they're all like, man, you just don't, what he's trying to do is get you to freeze so he can hit you. And I just knew I had to be in his face. I was a little worried about, the size initially and his early power, but he hit me with a clean punch in the first round. I was like, when I grabbed my arms around him, he didn't feel all that much stronger. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to keep coming forward. And my confidence raised the longer the fight went.
Yeah, I was very surprised how he got out of the submission. I got him in, I got his back over there, and I got him in the tight guillotine, and I heard his arm pop. I got to ask him. I heard his arm pop when I got in the arm bar, and I felt the arm pop, and he kept fighting. He got out of some crazy submission. I'm very impressed, very surprised, to be honest.
Man, I'm not making any excuses. The ref clearly thought I couldn't continue myself, at least, so, man, it's the way this game is. Sometimes you get the ref that let you get pounded in, sometimes you get the one that won't. I got the one that wouldn't, so maybe it's better for the longevity of me and my boy here. Maybe he didn't beat me retarded, so that's good. You know, guys, this sport's so fun. I love it with everything in me, like walking out and, sorry, guys, and enjoying the crowd and enjoying everything to me is so amazing. And I was telling my corners and my family, you don't get to put your head down. You know, you don't get to walk around and mope. Of course someone's going to win and someone's going to lose, you know? And so I'm going to teach this boy. I'm going to say if he lose something, you get 24 hours. Keep your head down. But then tomorrow when you wake up, boy, you better be smiling, ready to move on because we ain't tolerating that bullshit. So I'm going to keep little, I wish I shoulda, coulda, wouldas tonight. Then tomorrow I'm going to get up and get on the airplane and I'm going to call Dana and say, hey, man, what's next? And they're going to say, well, you just got knocked out. I think you have a medical suspension. And I'm going to say, yeah, but after that, what can we do?
The only thing I can control in there is effort. That's the only thing right there. You know, don't get hit. That's kind of in my control. You know, try to win. That's not in my control. If I win or lose, what's going on outside the cage, don't win or lose, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't, you know, not something that can control what's going on. So I just go in there. You know, I didn't see anything that was. I did understand and that the leg kicks were being very successful. I understood that my feet were really putting him off balance. Every time he set his foot, I didn't come straight forward. I took an angle, and then he had to reset. You know, he didn't not just land one kick. He didn't throw one kick, and that was my feet. I've learned that I have a couple sledgehammers attached to these arms. So as long as my feet put me in position and I have a great coach that has me balanced at all points, I can throw, you know, from the left side, from the right side, as I'm taking angles. That's what we're working on, and that was very successful tonight. I was great tonight. You know, I'll give myself that. Yeah, I'm always surprised. I've been very surprised the last 3 fights. Like I said in there, I go in there and I'm not sure if I'm good enough. You know, I question that over and, you know, I don't question it, but it's in the back of my head. Like, are you good enough? Do you belong here? You know, you can sit there and pump yourself up with false confidence, but that gets you nowhere. Felt the same as every other fight. Like I said yesterday, he wasn't going to see a familiar or a friendly face in there. That's not what I come here for. I come here, you know, the fact that he signed the contract, I wish that didn't happen. The fact that he signed the contract means he wants to take something from me. And so I can't let that happen.